So when does this stop? This freaking political violence on both sides. I don't care, because people would say, you know what? We can say that the dude who shot Charlie Kirk was a Republican or whatever, but this dude clearly, it says he's independent, but he's anti-ICE. He's, all these things that you would expect a Democrat to be. But this fucking shit, this political violence, going to an ICE facility and trying to kill ICE agents when they're simply just trying to do their jobs. Why is it that America is the only fucking country not allowed to enforce our immigration laws? Everyone else, Mexico is allowed to. They can keep people out if they want. Why is it that America is the only place not allowed to enact any of their immigration laws, where people come here illegally and it's like, well, sorry, we can't do shit about it? Why are we the only ones? You come here illegally, you get deported. Simple as that. If you want to be here, do it the proper way. Yes, it's going to take a while. Yes, it's going to be hard, and it may be a tough time. But I guarantee you, when you get through it, it's going to be worth it, because you won't have to worry about being deported, and you can live that life that you came here for. Okay? We're not saying we don't want immigrants. We're saying we don't want illegal immigrants. This is what the left tries to take out of context. Say, oh, they don't want immigrants. No, we do. This country is built on immigration. We're not fucking stupid. But to just welcome everyone and anyone, because when you don't do it the legal way and you just allow all these illegals to come in here, how do you filter between the good and the bad? Are you going to say, are you a drug dealer, or are you a gang member? And when they say, no, I'm not, what, you just take their word for it? You need a way to filter the good from the bad. The good people are going to do it the proper way. The cartel members, the gangbangers, they're going to be doing it the illegal way. And what we find, more times than not, that these illegal immigrants have a rap sheet. Between drugs, sex traffic, are these the people you want coming over? Some of them bringing little girls, little boys, to fucking pawn them off to adults. If we're able to prevent this stuff from happening, why are we not allowed to? Again, it's like, think of America like your house, okay? The borders are like the front door. Do you just leave your front door open for anyone? No. You have that front door, so when people come a knocking, you can look and filter and sift through who you want in your house and who you don't. You check that, you check that little hole, and you see it's like, no, I don't want them in the house, because you don't trust them. But then you see family or something, and you're like, oh yeah, come on in. What happens if you just leave your fucking door open? Well, guess what? You go out to work one day, come home, and suddenly people are sleeping all in the house. You go upstairs to take a shower, and people are sleeping in the fucking bathtub. All because you decide to leave your door open. Your food's fucking gone. There's a reason we have immigration laws. But these people don't seem to fucking understand that. So Jahn ID'd as anti-ICE gunman who opened fire on Dallas facility, killing one migrant. Now, it sucks that one migrant, despite being illegal, had to die, because I don't want these people to die. Again, anyone, if you're on the left and you do this kind of political driven bullshit, you're a fucking faggot. If you're on the right and you do this kind of political driven bullshit, you're a fucking faggot. You're faggots of the highest pedigree. Faggot with a fucking capital F. If either side, if you do this shit and if you cheer it on, you're a fucking faggot. The left likes to say, oh, well, if it's on your side or this or that. No. Political violence of any kind, you're a fucking faggot. Glad we got that out of the way. The anti-ICE gunman who killed one migrant and wounded two others in Dallas Wednesday is a former Boy Scout who was busted for weed. and whose mother went on fiery rants against Republicans. Yeah, Boy Scouts busted for weed. I'm sure they're going to try to make it seem like he was a fucking Republican or something, because Republicans are known to be Boy Scouts busted for weed. The words anti-ICE were scrawled on a stripper clip of ammo found near the body of Joshua Jahn, 29, who died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Good. I'm not going to mourn it. Again, people who do this, I wish he would have been taken in, and I wish he would have been given proper trial and sentence. But this is what fucking cowards do. Pussy like this? No, he took the coward's way out. He took the coward's way out. Because these people who like to think they're fucking tough, at the end, in the end, they're just fucking pussies. Every single one of them. Authorities discovered the marked ammo in a blue Toyota Corolla, believed to be John's, with a tattered printed out map affixed to the right rear quarter panel, with text above it reading radioactive fallout from nuclear detonations have passed over these areas more than 2 times since 1951. And for anyone trying to say, now these were taken right on the spot, so we have pictures of this. You know, you had things of the last one with Charlie Kirk. Here we have anti-ICE horribly written on there. You can see with the pen or marker, whatever, how he had to, like, several times. But yes, it's on there. The image appears to be a map created by researcher Richard Miller, who shows the area of the U.S. over which 2 or more radioactive clouds have crossed, resulting from nuclear testing in Nevada in the 1950s and 60s. He was firing from a rooftop at a bus full of migrants, being escorted by federal agents into the immigration facility. The gunman is registered independent who voted in the Democratic primary in 2020 and last cast a ballot in 2024. He had experience with firearms, apparently not enough, his family said, and a 2015 bust for marijuana possession. His brother Noah branded his unhinged sibling as unique, saying he didn't care about politics but knew how to handle a gun. 1, apparently that's not the case, and 2, apparently not. Even if he was a lousy shot. 29-year-old ICE fan determined detention center, early hours of September 24th. Began shooting while detainees were being transferred and the portcullis to the facility was open. 1 person died and 2 were wounded, according to reports. Was found dead on a nearby rooftop from self-inflicted gunshot wound. The writing on the bullets with 1 reading anti-ICE, according to the FBI. The shooting is being investigated as an act of targeted violence. Well, duh. You think? The special agent in charge of FBI's Dallas field office, John Rothrock, said in a press conference, "He's not a marksman, that's for sure," Noah told NBC News, adding to their parents' own, noting that their parents own a rifle. He would not be able to make any shots like that. The gun used to be appears to be unique. Antique bolt-action 8mm high-powered rifle, not unlike the weapon used to kill Charlie Kirk in Utah earlier this month. While the killer's political motives remain under investigation. What? He was out there to shoot fucking ICE agents, and because he's a crappy shot a migrant instead. What motivation? The thing says anti-ICE on it. What more motivation do you need? These people, the ICE agents, are being fucking, looked at like they're fucking not like actual Nazis. The fucking Gestapo rounding people up. They're not. They're people who are just enforcing the law. Not the law, not the word of a man saying, "Oh yeah, round up the Jews." No, immigration laws. Actual laws. Not what a man says, but the actual laws of the land. Again, we want immigrants here. The country is built on immigration. But we want you to do it the right way, because when you come here illegally, there's no way to determine who the good people are and who the bad people are. You can't just ask them, "Hello, are you a gang member?" No. "Oh, okay, welcome to America." No, I mean, clearly, surely the left, despite the whole, oh, we're smart and this and that, clearly you guys aren't fucking stupid enough to think that it's that easy. You can't just ask someone, are you a criminal? And then expect them to be honest. And of course they're gonna, blame the guns. Guns don't fire themselves. But here, you don't think of the unforeseeable shit. So you can crack down and ban guns, all guns, but guess what? Bad people are going to find a way to hurt others. Second, stricter rules when it comes to obtaining a gun. Well, that's great. But say it was like his father's gun. His father, purely, perfectly fine mentally, able to wield a gun, fire it properly, knows how to use it, knows, he locks it up. But then the unforeseeable part of his son able to access it. That's the shit these people don't think of. So we can have all the freaking things set in place, all these rules and this and that, but then shit is still going to happen. So banning things is not going to help. But then the rights, oh, well, it's, the Second Amendment is absolute. There needs to be something done because this is fucking pathetic. But then you have a place like England where you're not allowed to have guns, but then people were stabbing each other like crazy over there. Because again, bad people will always find a way to cause harm to others. So there just has to be something. Something has to be done. We need to think outside the box, think of all the possibilities here. Because again, the father may have obtained a gun legally. That doesn't stop his fucking mentally challenged son from going in there and taking it. So every possibility, these people who claim to be free thinkers and this and that, they need to learn to think outside of the box and not just, oh, well, just ban all guns. That's not going to solve anything. We need to also be allowed to, like I said, we plan for all possibilities. But while killer's political motives remain under investigation, his mother Sharon posted a series of anti-gun rants on Facebook, blasting Texas Republican lawmakers who supported the Second Amendment. In a resurfaced Facebook post from May 2022, the irate mom ripped into Texas Governor Greg Abbott and GOP Senators Ted Cruz and John Cornyn, whatever, accusing them of chasing power and money while children and adults died in school shootings. Do they know also how many people have been saved because people were carrying guns? Again, it's the people behind the gun that's the issue. It's not the gun itself. Just like knives. Knives just don't go around floating around stabbing people. It's the person holding the knife. Okay, there's so many acts of violence that have been prevented from someone who's concealed carrying, who took out the perpetrator before they had any chance to harm innocent people. Okay, so guns are not bad. The person wielding them is bad. But for as many school shooters or whatever, there's just as many good law-abiding individuals who carry their guns and don't cause a problem. They carry those guns for that, for the protection, knowing that anything could happen, and it's going to be good to have that concealed carry, so in case something does get out of line, they can step in and prevent as many people from dying as possible. Because you call into the police, it's still going to take the police a while to get there. Meanwhile, that shooter's going around taking people out. But if you have someone right there with a gun, guess what? Do you know how many lives will be spared? How many lives will not have to be meaninglessly taken? But they don't fucking think about this because they don't think about the common sense shit. They think of their feelings, and this is why things have failed so badly. This is why their cities suck. They don't want to be seen as racist or this or that, so they release criminals, and then they wonder why people are dying left and right. The shooter's mother wrote, blah, blah, blah. Do you secretly sit in front of a TV and smile? A demented smile. You must be proud of all the money that that sits in your bank account from the gun lobby support. Was it worth it, Governor Abbott? How about you, senators? See, this is what I mean. Emotional people like that, they don't think of every other possibility. They think these people like, like fucking Ted Cruz and Abbott are just like, yes. They're not. I don't know what your fucking media is telling you, but they're not. We want the violence to end just as much as everyone else. But unlike you guys who think with just your feelings, we're realists. And we know that banning all guns is not going to work. Because again, bad people will always find a way to cause harm. So you ban all guns, they'll get them illegally from somewhere else. They don't have access to guns from somewhere else, they'll use other methods. Do not doubt the mind of someone who wants to cause harm to others. If we only have love, we can melt all the oh my god, sounds like a fucking hippie. If we have love, we can melt all the guns, man, and give the new world to our daughters and sons, man. It is believed he was last employed in a renewable energy industry. Everything ties to this. He says he was independent. It says he was independent, but everything he's doing points to him being a lefty. Renewable energy, Boy Scout busted for weed, anti-gun, anti-ice. As an employee at Image Solar, a training center for people looking to become professionals in the industry, confirmed that he had completed a brief course at the Austin-based institution a few years ago. The sniper also briefly worked at Solar Time USA in Richardson, Texas, about a decade ago, his former employee confirmed. Wednesday's vicious shooting, which also left 2 detainees critically injured, is being investigated as a target. Nah, you think? You think the guy comes to a fucking ICE facility, tries to kill, take out these ICE agents, this with bullets, things that say anti-ICE, and you're wondering what the motivation is? I can confirm at this time that the FBI is investigating the incident as an act of targeted violence. What's this? Ted Cruz calls for an end to demonizing ICE after. Yeah, that's one problem here. Again, these aren't the actual fucking Nazis. Nazis were told to do things that weren't in the law, that weren't they were just listening and taking orders from a person. Deporting illegal immigrants is the law. Your precious Obama did it. No one questioned when he did it. But when, evil Donald Trump wants to deport people, suddenly it's racism. Okay, these guys are out there just doing their jobs and abiding by the law. Not because, evil dictator man said we need to do. No, because it's in the law that you cannot come here illegally. It's simple as that. And as long as the left continues to demonize these fucking people as like as like literal fucking Nazis, this is going to keep happening. The left keeps saying toning down the violent rhetoric, but you people are constantly, like, we just had someone assassinate Charlie Kirk, and they are continuing with the violent rhetoric. The same fucking loaded words. They don't fucking care. They don't care. They don't learn. And then now when they lose elections, they're going to sit there and wonder why. Because they're fucking retards who don't learn. Some dude gets assassinated because of what he was, his opinions. They continue to label everyone who thinks like him as a Nazi, as a white supremacist, and all this shit. You continue to label and demonize ICE like they're fucking evil. You guys are supposed to be the side of love and tolerance, and yet all you do is spew hate. Like, what the fuck? How many more people have to die before you realize, oh, gee, maybe we should stop calling people Nazis. Maybe we should stop calling people white. They're just doing their jobs. They're just doing their jobs. The law of the land. If you come here illegally, you get deported. They're not killing these people. No, they're being taken and sent back to the country of their origin. But they're constantly demonized. This must stop, Cruz told reporters after the shooting. Politicians demanding that ICE agents be doxxed. And yeah, that's another thing. They're fucking doxing these people. Not just bringing up the stuff that you can find commonly online, like, you know, names. But no, their address. Exact locations. That. And calling for people to go after their families. Stop. This has very real consequences. Your political opponents are not Nazis. Just because you disagree with them doesn't mean they're Nazis. They're doing the job that the law itself says they're allowed to do. It isn't, oh, well, these people, just go round them up. I don't like them, go round them up. No, it is in the fucking law of the land. You come here illegally, you get deported. We had 4 years of someone just letting everyone who's anyone come in. We have Trump in charge, and he's like, no, you want to come in here, you got to knock on the door. You got to knock on that door. Because we're not just letting anyone in anymore. Because every time we seem to let people in, they turn out to be criminals, cartel members, sex traffickers, drug dealers, bringing the fentanyl and these other narcotics over, bringing over illegal firearms. They're not sending their best. Again, if it may take a while, but if you go through it the right way, I guarantee you it'll be worth it once you get here. Just fuck. But this fucking shit has to stop. Okay? This fucking shit of the left demonizing everyone as a fucking Nazi just because they don't agree with them, it has to fucking stop. The left and right need to come together and find laws that work. They need to actually broaden their minds and expand and think of other possible, like possibilities. Like I said, you may have a parent who goes and gets that firearm legally and they're all fine, but then you have a fucking jackhole like this who's able to obtain it from their house, who has these. Now, one could say, well, then how about they do mental evaluations on the entire family? Great, I would agree. Because if they do mental evaluations on the entire family and see fucking jackholes like this who are mentally unstable, they can say, you know what? You guys are fine, but this person might cause problems in the future, so we're not going to allow you to have a gun in your home. And then they're put into the system, so that way, if any one of their family tries to come in, they're not able to obtain a gun. Like anyone of that household. They're not able to obtain a gun. Something like that. But we need to plan for unforeseeable events. Because again, guns don't kill people. People kill people. And think of how many acts of good have come from people who have concealed carried. Police take too long. Taking out the suspect before police get there. Saving countless lives. But they don't think about that. They think with their feelings. They think too narrowly, and it never works out. But what do I know? What do I know? Anyway, that's going to do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.